Alright guys, how's everybody doing? So today, I want to show you how the matrix works. You need to know this stuff because once you can understand what our broader concept of reality is, it will definitely help you to maneuver and basically change your life. You know, when you understand something and you know how it works, it gives you more wisdom, knowledge to affect it, to change it. And it's just an overall sense of appearance and awareness to know what really goes on. So let's get into it. So we're going to talk about how the matrix work and why you're stuck in the matrix, what makes you stuck in the matrix. Okay, so let's begin. So our world, we live in a three-dimensional world, right? So we got length, width, height, up, down, left, right, maybe forwards, backwards. Then we use time as a fourth spatial dimension. So although we can't feel time, we can't see time, we're always, seems like we're moving through time, right? So time affects our lives and everywhere, especially in linear time we make up, because we always have the hour, the minutes, the days, So that's our reality that human beings perceive. Now, I always say we live in a holographic universe. So here's what I mean by that, and here's what physics mean by that. If you know what a hologram is an object that is flat. It's a two-dimensional object, right? And then from the two-dimensional object, we are perceiving a three-dimensional energy, people, events, or a three-dimensional space, three-dimensional image. That's a hologram. So our universe is exactly like that. So in actual reality, our world, our universe is actually two-dimensional. It's 2D, and we are protruding from a three-dimensional space. That's what a hologram is. So that's what I mean, and that's what physicists mean when they say we live in a holographic universe. It doesn't literally mean that you're like this hologram that's invisible, Or maybe it does, because we're going to get deeper. Anyways, so that's a hologram. Next thing, the matrix, or the world we live in, it's actually not real materially. Means that we're not really here, but yet we are. Hold that thought, we're going to get to that. Now let's move on. The matrix, it's basically immaterial. Your world is actually immaterial. See, let's go into physics again, quantum mechanics. We primarily nothing. We're 99% empty, you know. Then we have these new theories that are coming out, and these theories now are moving to scientific facts now, because now what we're understanding is that even the atoms, the particles, they're even smaller ones. You got muons, gluons, then you go even smaller to where you get to strings of energy, and these are so transparent that you are unaware that they truly exist. So in other words, the components that make you and I up are really immaterial. Think about that. Okay, so we live in this holographic world, universe, we interact with, yet it's not really real in solidity. But yet we're here, we're experiencing this stuff. That's the matrix. Now, let's get to the important part of the matrix. You. So you are the observer, observing the observed. So you are you observing you. But how can that be? Well, here's how it works. We got to look at this to make it easy for you to understand. We have to look at this like a video game. So let's use you as an avatar. You're in the game. So you're playing the game. That's the matrix. The matrix is that game. The player is outside playing. Who is the player outside, orchestrating all of this stuff, getting information in? Well, it's known by not a lot of names. You call it the higher self. People call it God, universe, source energy, divine being, whatever that is. It's you from outside directing you inside the game. So how do I know this part of me exists? Well, it talks to you every day. You feel it through intuition, and it comes through your subconscious mind. So again, The matrix is you, the avatar, within this immaterial world, even though it looks real to you, but there's someone or something outside navigating the player, which is your higher self. So you have you in the matrix, and then there's the eternal part of you outside the matrix, guiding and directing you. That's the matrix. Now, what makes the matrix so powerful? Why? See, the matrix, guys, they can program you. That's the thing about the matrix. It programs the avatar. It programs you through the media, social stuff, government, religion, and it gives you an identity or an agenda that's not even yours. So that's how the matrix works. So if you want to escape the matrix, you have to escape the program. See, so you can actually be a player within the matrix, but not be in the matrix, if you know what I mean. In other words, you're here and your higher self directing you to navigate through this matrix, but yet you're not affected by the program. So you're able to create abundance. You're able to change aspects of the matrix, right? Now, how do you avoid not being programmed? Well, number one, you have to be aware, awakened, spiritually connected. These are all things, enlightened. These are the keys that will make you outside the matrix, so to speak. So you'll be immune to the matrix programming because you're not surrounding yourself with all the stuff that the matrix throw out to program you. Now remember, guys, this works through your unconscious mind. So many of us we were programmed before, right, when you were growing up, but now that you recognize the program, you free yourself now. So you're not programmed by the matrix anymore. See, that's the big key about this matrix, guys. The matrix loves to control you and use you to fulfill the matrix system. That's all. So that's the matrix, and that's why you're stuck in the matrix. So if you find yourself being led not to what you want, you find yourself not receiving or manifesting or completing a lot of your goals, it's a high possibility that the matrix has programmed you, because in your subconscious you have these limiting blocks or beliefs that's preventing you from attaining your true goal. That's the point of the matrix. Now, the bigger picture is this. You got to understand something, guys, that remember, you are outside the matrix as your higher version. So you can change the game. See, the ones who know this are the ones who master that connection. Those are the ones you call enlightened, the chosen ones, because they understand that there's another part of them that can manipulate and change this matrix. So, Mark, so what's the point then? If I live in a world that's not even real and I'm not even technically here, but yet I'm experiencing these things, how does all that work and what is purpose? Well, here's how it works. So the reason why you experience what you call physical, real stuff is the brain. The brain hallucinates and gives you feelings through nerve cells, and these feelings we think we have the idea and the terminology that we're real and stuff. But if you break them down, we get more technical. You can see that you're never actually touching anything, because particles, they repel and attract. So it's basically particles against particles, but it's the sense of feel and touch. Now the interesting thing about the brain is when the brain operates in the matrix, the brain is like a receiver. It's like you're like a TV or a computer, right? It takes information, it descrambles it, pixelizes, and puts it into an image, and you see it. That's basically what your brain does. So the big reason why all of this looks so real and you're experiencing this thing, the brain. Very complex, very intelligent, very smart. It uses to create this illusion in this world we live. Now, I'm not saying, the key point is all your experiences are real because they feel real to you. But what I'm showing you is bigger picture, the real understanding, the real cause of all these things. It's not going to make sense to you. It can't make sense to your logical mind, because it can't accept it, because your logical mind is already embedded in the matrix, is already experiencing these things, and it has feelings, expressions. So your mind can't go from something that's not real to you and not real. It just doesn't work that way. But that's why we have science and evidence. And when things don't make sense and the only thing there that doesn't make sense is the truth, then it's just the truth. Truth is always stranger than fiction, I say. So get that. All right. So now we understand that. So what's the purpose, Mark? Well, the main purpose is from the higher self, from your divine, you want to call it God, universe, is for you to really experience in being your best version. That's your purpose. You see, we have different kind of purposes. You have core purpose and you have super purpose. Your core purpose is for everyone. So if everyone wants to know their purpose and find it, go beyond it, first thing you have to do, you have to understand that you are here to create, to experience stuff. Now, if you're not creating or experiencing, that's a subconscious thing, and that's why I say your program matrix probably got you, because a lot of stuff are inundated, like limiting beliefs, not good enough. You cannot achieve your true goals that way. So the first thing you got to do, you got to work on building up and seeing that deserving, like, oh man, I deserve this stuff, self-love. You can use subliminals, all these things. Now, once you get that, that's purpose, guys. Everyone should do that. If you say, man, Mark, what's my purpose? Let me repeat that. Everybody's purpose is to become the best version of themselves, to feel they deserve, to self-love. That's the beginning. That's core purpose. Now we go to the bigger picture, which is what I call super purpose. Mark, what is super purpose? Super purpose now is once you develop core purpose and you have the identity to love yourself. Now your higher self, the player now, downloads the gifts and abilities that you already have, but you didn't know how to use it. It expands on it now so that you can create abundance and contribute to raising the vibration in the matrix. That's the point. So you can never get super purpose until you master core purpose. Remember that. That's the trick, the matrix. The matrix tries to keep your core purpose away. It tries to tell you to keep your core purpose from getting to super purpose. This is why the matrix is powered by fear agenda. Fear, doubt, worry, because it wants to keep you in a low vibration, your self-esteem, your confidence very low, so that you cannot open up and go achieve your true goals. The matrix really don't like free thinkers. It doesn't want people to really start to become aware and take charge of their life. The matrix doesn't really like that, because that's not the agenda of the matrix. The matrix wants to keep a majority of people in fear, because that's what powers the matrix. Control is what the matrix thrives on. Now, everyone that's doing this, like the fear and all this stuff, they're in the matrix as well. They can't escape it. We're all in the matrix, guys. It's the big thing here. So the matrix is just how the universe is created. That's it. So it's not saying like, oh, there's a computer or artificial God that creates all this stuff and we're in here. Not necessarily that. That's analogous to a video game. When we talk about your life, the universe in your life is like a simulation, we just use an analogy of a computer so that you could understand it. But it's the same concept. When you check your body down, we break it down, it's all information. It's called little quantum qubits. That's what they call it in quantum physics. You're immaterial. Outside is the real you that's communicating to you here. So if you get that, which you should now, that's very powerful and enlightened. So now you know, wow, so this is who I am. Look, it's like you're the star and the director at the same time. The director is like you, the player outside, navigating you through the matrix, which is the star. Now remember this now. If I'm the player and I'm controlling the avatar, I know exactly where to go, where I want to do, how the game's going to end, because I am the player of this game. I'm the one that's generating, moving you and telling you where to go. So, and who's the player? It's me, but an expression of me outside. So I know. See? Now that's when I go back to, I am the observer being observed. See? Now that makes sense, right? I'm inside as the avatar observing, yet I'm outside also observing. Observer observing. See? Makes sense now, right? That's the power, guys. So the big key about this matrix is it looks to program you so you can't get out to have free thinkers and to become the best version of you. That's basically why. This is why everything is controlled through the media, through the social media, through your government, through your religion, because they all serve a common purpose, which is not to let you discover your core purpose. That's the truth, guys. Truth is the truth. And now you know what the matrix is, how to escape it, and why you're stuck in it.